Captain America is back, baby! Well, okay, not exactly. Steve Rogers is not back, and for many people, including the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, he is the one true Cap. But he has been replaced. Well, again, not exactly. How could anyone ever truly replace Steve Rogers? Certainly not this John Walker character. Not my Cap. Hashtag not my Cap. Look, what we're trying to say is Walker complicates things. And no matter how righteous he may seem, a new Captain America is a volatile addition to the mix. How volatile? Well, let's find out. The Falcon and the Winter Soldier has wasted no time. The very first episode concluded with a shock introduction of the new Captain America, and in subsequent episodes we've started to get to know him. Named John Walker, who comics fans will know as US Agent, more on that later, our first impressions of the guy are arguably pretty positive? Like, you know, he seems fine. Well, he's certainly not a superhero as we understand the term, but as far as human beings go, Walker's top of the line. He's got the smarts, he's got the physical abilities, he's got medals and recommendations up the wazoo. And on top of all of that, not only does he have a state-of-the-art new Captain America outfit, he's got the original Captain America's vibranium shield, which he seems pretty handy with. So what's not to like? Well, Walker certainly seems to have the right attitude, be a symbol of righteousness, do the moral thing, save the world. But when it comes down to it, he's just a man. And a man under a huge amount of pressure, not just from the US government, but from the public. He has been thrust into the spotlight, announced to a fragile and expectant world as the guy who will take up the mantle of one of the most iconic heroes of all time. And while there's certainly a hint that he's enjoying the attention, this kind of closely PR-managed superheroism would be a lot for anyone to handle. More to the point, anybody who knows US Agent's comic book trajectory will know that Walker has a bumpy road ahead. So what might he choose to do to navigate that road? Now, even John Walker would agree that his first encounter with the Flag Smashers didn't go that well. He may have started the fight with a strong entrance, but he very quickly got his ass handed to him. Who'da thunk it? When super soldiers fight normal soldiers, super soldiers come out on top. With all the pressure that Walker is under from his government, his people, and the world in general, not to mention his own ego, is he going to take a defeat like that lying down? Seems unlikely. It's his first week on the job, and that job ain't gonna be getting any easier. He needs to be able to take on super soldiers, aliens, androids, wizards, whatever the universe throws at him, and that's gonna be a problem if every fight ends with him getting taken away on a stretcher. And let's not forget that everybody, including Walker himself, is going to be constantly comparing him to the legendary Steve Rogers, an actual superhuman. But it seems pretty obvious where this is going, doesn't it? Walker is presumably going to try and find a way to get a dose of that sweet super soldier serum. Maybe he'll get it from the mysterious power broker. Maybe he'll somehow capture a Flag Smasher and literally squeeze the fluid out of them. Hell, maybe his own government will get their hands on some and give it to him now that they know it's possible to create stable super soldiers with no pesky psychotic defects. So, say Walker gets some Cap-style super strength to go with his Cap-style suit and his Cap-style shield. Is that gonna end well? We have our doubts. People tend to forget that it wasn't the shield that made Steve Rogers Captain America, or the suit, or even the superpowers. It was his heart. It was the fact that he was willing to stand up to bullies even if there was no way of him winning, whether that's 1930s Steve standing up to a thug in an alley, or 2020 Steve facing down Thanos' entire army on his lonesome. To borrow a phrase from another MCU character, with great power comes great responsibility. Steve knew how to wield his power. Can we say the same about Walker? Sure, he claims to have done the jumping on a grenade thing too, but his comics equivalent US Agent is a stark illustration of what happens when you give the mantle of Captain America to someone without Steve's moral compass. You end up with a ruthless killer. If Walker was to get his hands on some super soldier serum, what might the government ask of him? And would he have the strength to say no if he felt that they were asking for too much? Would it even occur to him to do so? Ultimately, nobody can ever replace Steve Rogers as Captain America. And that seems to be part of the story that the Falcon and the Winter Soldier is telling. Who do we choose to carry on the legacies of fallen heroes? Who deserves to take on these responsibilities? Sam doesn't feel like he's the right person to wield Cap's shield, even though Cap told him he was. John Walker thinks he's the right person because the government told him he was. Will they both be proven wrong by the end? I guess we'll have to wait and see. Alright, let's be real. Even if Walker does get a dose of super soldier serum, the results couldn't be any worse than poor Todd Ziller. Another attempt to recreate the Captain America formula, Todd ended up transforming into a giant reptile, earning him the nickname American Kaiju. How's that for side effects?